Us live from there. We're always on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station, but don't forget to watch us. So we are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. We got one student from high school up to some good things. Now we got one in college doing some good stuff too. We've got Elijah. He's a doctoral candidate at the University of Mississippi. He was just named the 2024 Newman Civic Fellow. So welcome, Elijah.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Today is the day, I told Rhino, of students doing more in their educational career than I ever did. So congratulations.
I appreciate that.
No, I love this. Okay, so give us a little background for those who may not be aware of the Newman Civic Fellow. Kind of what is it, and what you get to do with it.
Yeah, so it's a civic fellowship, and I was nominated by Chancellor Glenn Boyce. And we're all meeting in Chicago to just discuss different ways to get involved with the community, exchange ideas, get involved in projects, and hopefully bring that knowledge back to Mississippi to just keep contributing to people around Oxford and the whole state.
Which I know that you've done a really good job there in Oxford connecting with the community on a lot of different levels, particularly with the psychological services there on the campus of University of Mississippi. How did you get connected with that?
So it's part of our placement, so we all do therapy through there and different community projects. And definitely just didn't want it to be where this knowledge stays in the university and nobody around benefits from it. We did a lot of outreach to just help people who might have conditions or different things they're dealing with that don't know help is available, giving them that information. And so then they just have a lot more tools to deal with it in their daily life. And it's just incredible seeing what people can do over 6 weeks, 8 weeks, when they've been dealing with these things maybe their whole lives, and they just didn't know good services were available through the university.
I know one of the things you're interested in and work on is organizing free chronic pain clinics in the community, and that might not be what people think that it is when you hear a pain clinic. So how's that a little different? How are you helping folks who may not recognize that there are certain services that can help that's not just writing prescriptions for things or what you typically think of when you think of a pain clinic?
Well, people tend to have a really biological view of pain. They say, okay, it's part of me, my DNA, it's this condition. They don't really recognize the behavioral ways they can fight it, or they can do things about it. People don't want to be in pain. Absolutely not. And so they go for the medications. It works. Sometimes it only works a bit. And they think, okay, I'll just keep trying to fight forward with it, just keep trying to deal with it. They don't know just how much they can be capable of just through things backed by science, through psychological science, behavioral science. So them getting that information and saying, okay, I don't have to wake up just in pain every single day. It's fantastic, and I'm actually someone who does deal with chronic pain because I was in a car accident, which is how I really got into this. I was lucky enough to receive services and just don't want people to go through what I did, so just wanted to make sure they know everything they can.
I read, too, Elijah, where you talked about we spend, I guess, in terms of healthcare, I'm a dietitian by trade, years learning all of these really specific ways of understanding things and then having a really hard time maybe communicating it to the public. And I was like, yes! Yes. Yeah. Say it louder for the people in the back, because it does feel sometimes hard when you have your healthcare professionals who are trying to get something, across, but maybe they don't know how to say it in a way that's best received by the person on the other side. So, how in the work that you're doing or the research or through your fellowship, how can we break down some of that? How can we make some of the things that we want folks to better understand, the great information we have, but in a way that, better resonates with them?
Really, first and foremost, you just got to spend time in the community, among the people, learning how they talk about the things they deal with, how they view a lot of these conditions. It's a lot of work we do through my NICE lab at the university is where if you want to work with the population, you have to go be among them as much as possible, because otherwise you could be trying to tell them something just about science. You might as well be saying it in Mandarin. You could be saying it in Thai or Japanese, unless you don't actually know how they view these, what's it presents as for them, then you can't really cater that language, because all that knowledge only rests with us if we say it in the words that we've discovered it as. But really, you have to meet people where they're at, and as soon as you do, you can kind of see a light go off in their eyes where they're like, wow, okay, why didn't you just say that a day ago, a week ago? And so just meeting with them as people and not as patients or subjects or problems to be fixed, but genuine people who do want to understand, just use everyday words. Don't be saying something that's only found in the textbook.
I couldn't agree more, but also seeing both sides of it. Elijah, I understand how good that work is to sort of also, it's not just teach the public how to like hear it better, it's also teaching healthcare providers how to say it differently. I think the learning goes sort of on both sides on that fence for sure. You also have collaborations with the Delta Autumn Consulting and there on the campus, the graduate school. You're organizing these digital mental health training workshops. That's interesting. So tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, so for that, because there has been a lot of people in rural areas around Mississippi who just don't have access to good psychological services. They're out in the Delta, rural areas, some remote areas where there aren't big universities like Oxford there. And for a long time, they just haven't had access to those services. But because of a lot of this broadband expansion, a lot of the state's efforts to digitize rural areas to bring more access, all of a sudden they can be at home, they can be in their areas, and still just access those services through telehealth. But the providers coming out of the university, Mississippi State, but the rivalries aside to kind of serve the people, they got to know how to deliver those digital mental health services. So that's what we're pretty big on, just using technology like sessions, something where it makes it easy for the provider to deliver that service, but it's also easy for the person to receive it. Because even if you do have access to technology, I'll just be honest, technology can be scary sometimes. You got to have the training on how to use it, and so that it's not an extra burden on top of all the effort and energy you're putting into therapy itself.
Pretty cool. Okay, Elijah, you mentioned with the Newman Civic Fellow, you get to go to, as a Newman Civic Fellow, you get to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Have you been? When are you going? Or which one is it? Have you been or are you headed there?
We'll be going in late October, so just around the time for Halloween. So I should pick out a costume.
You should. That'll be a good. That will be a lot of fun. What experience do you hope to gain from that?
I'd say really just a lot more on the digital part of it, because technology is advancing at a scary pace, incredibly fast. So learning how other people have leveraged technology, social media, communications to reach people. There's only so much we can do to reach people face-to-face, over email, things like that. Having a larger scale for it, I think, could allow us to distribute our services in a better way, more efficient way, and hopefully in a more helpful way for Mississippi.
So do you feel like the future's looking bright for digital services, at least in terms of healthcare, if handled appropriately for our state?
Yeah, bright as a Nova sun. I think technology can really bring Mississippi to the forefront if we keep using it right.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you learned there in Chicago in November. Again, congratulations. I think you were the second there at Ole Miss to receive the Newman Civic Fellow. How many of you total is there?
So for the total fellowship, I think there's 147. I don't know of anyone else from the Mississippi universities who is going.
Well, congratulations, and you keep doing that good work in your communities, and who knows, I may be knocking on your door and be like, help me talk to people.
Well, I'll be there to see you.
All righty. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All righty. Pretty cool stuff. I love that. I love hearing, too, that Mississippi could be on the forefront when it comes to digital service.